Lagos State Governor congratulates Muslim faithful on Eid al-Maulud celebration. Federal government delivers 1,200 compressed natural gas kits to 5 states. On the foreign scene, Indian police detains 104 striking workers for planning march. And in sport, Team Ondo, Anambra win National Youth Games 100 meters gold medals. Now the details. Dele Agadumo. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has congratulated the Muslim faithful in Nigeria, particularly in Lagos State, as they celebrate this year's Eid al-Maulud, which marks the birth of Prophet Muhammad. Governor Sanwo-Olu, in a statement issued by his special advisor on media and publicity, Boyega Akoshile, urged Muslims to emulate the teachings and deeds of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. He implored Nigerians to continue on the path of love, peace, unity and tolerance for a better society, irrespective of religious, ethnic and political differences. Governor Sanwo-Olu also appealed to Muslim Ummah to continue to work with other religious denominations for peace and sustainable growth and development of Lagos State. Also, Lagos State Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat has urged Muslims in the country to draw inspiration from the exemplary life of Prophet Muhammad by embracing virtues such as honesty, perseverance and patience to create a more prosperous Nigeria. Hamzat made the call when he was conferred with the Beacon of Islam Peace Award by the Lagos Central Mosque during the Maulud Nabi celebration with the theme Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the mercy of mankind. The mercy to mankind, held at the Lagos Central Mosque, Nnamdi Azikiwe Street, Lagos. The Deputy Governor urged Islamic faithful to learn from the behavior and attitude of the Holy Prophet, which includes honesty, service to humanity, and patience, among others, as they cannot effectively interact and cohabit peacefully with others without having these traits. In a continued effort to combat maternal mortality, the Lagos State Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, and the Saving 1 Million Lives program for Result, has organized a 3-day training for healthcare workers on the active management of the third stage of labor. The training equipped healthcare workers with the necessary skills to manage childbirth and postpartum complications, with a focus on preventing excessive bleeding, which remains a leading cause of maternal deaths in Nigeria. The training, which brought together about 40 healthcare workers from primary, secondary and tertiary healthcare facilities, was a blend of theoretical and practical sessions. Speaking on the importance of the training, the Director of Family Health and Nutrition, Lagos State Ministry of Health, Folashade Oludara, noted that the training aimed to bridge the knowledge gap among newly recruited healthcare workers and update the skills of existing staff. One of the facilitators at the training, an obstetrician and gynecologist from the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, Lasuth, Yusuf Oshodi, noted that excessive bleeding and hypertensive disorders in pregnancy are the 2 leading causes of maternal deaths, and addressing these issues could reduce maternal mortality by 40%. Lagos State Government has reiterated that adopting the Environmental and Social Impact Assessment ESIA process is a must to ensure sustainable implementation of all developmental projects in the state. Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, emphasized this at a one-day stakeholders engagement workshop with financial institutions and professional bodies, stating that its adoption has become necessary for all professionals in the built environment in line with global best practices. Wahab said the theme, embracing environmental and social impact assessment as a critical management and sustainable tool, was apt as ESRA must be embraced by both the private and public sectors to achieve sustainable development. He said Lagos State remains the preferred destination for many businesses operating within the various sectors of Nigeria's economy, noting that this preference can be likened to a two-sided coin, which on one hand stated that Lagos is open to economic prosperity and growth, and on the other hand comes with various types of environmental and social challenges. Wahab said the establishment of industrial facilities, creation of new settlements, and construction of infrastructure all come with huge adverse environmental impacts, ranging from pollution of various environmental media to sometimes irreversible environmental degradation if not properly managed. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has continued its push for increased conversion of vehicles from petrol and diesel to compressed natural gas, CNG, with a supply of 1,200 conversion kits to 5 states across the country. The Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, Michael Oluwagbemi, said the government was determined to increase the number of vehicles using CNG as part of efforts to reduce dependence on petrol and diesel for transportation. According to him, Nigeria's long dependency on petrol and diesel had proven to be too costly, with the country spending between $6 and $8 billion annually to subsidize the products. Oluwagbemi said the target was to have at least 18,000 vehicles running on CNG by the end of the year, with additional 250,000 conversion kits expected in the country before the end of the first quarter of 2025. The Nigerian Correctional Service has declared 281 inmates missing from the Medium Security Custodial Center, Maiduguri, Borno State. The service has released the details of the inmates, including their biometrics, noting that this followed an evacuation process in the aftermath of the flood incident in the state, as 7 inmates were returned to the center. In a statement issued by its spokesman, Umar Abubakar, the service said it is important to know that it is in custody of their details, including their biometrics, which is being made available to the public. He noted that the service is working in synergy with other security agencies, as both covert and overt deployments have been activated to look out for the missing inmates. President Bola Tinubu has returned to Abuja after his official visit to China and his short stay in the United Kingdom. This was contained in a statement by the Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga. President Tinubu left Abuja for Beijing, China on the 29th of August and started his official visit on Tuesday, the 2nd of September. While in China, President Tinubu held bilateral meetings with President Xi Jinping and Chinese Premier Li Qiang, with 5 memoranda of understanding signed between Nigeria and China. He also attended the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation in Beijing and as chairman of ECOWAS delivered a paper on global peace, stressing multilateralism and cooperation as essential ingredients for international peace. The president held a meeting with representatives of Nigerians in the diaspora organization in China, during which he spoke on the necessity of the reforms being implemented by his government in Nigeria and hoped that they would lead the country to a destination of good roads, constant power, and good schools like in China. President Tinubu left Beijing for London, where he met with King Charles III and discussed issues related to climate change and action. Now to foreign news. Police has detained 104 striking workers protesting low wages at a Samsung Electronics open new tab plan in southern India, as they were planning a march without permission. The detention marks an escalation of a strike by workers at the home appliance plant near Chennai in the state of Tamil Nadu. Workers are demanding higher wages and have boycotted work for a week, disrupting production that contributes roughly to a third of the company's annual India revenue of $12 billion. The protests have cast a shadow on Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's plan of courting foreign investors to make in India and tripling electronics production to $500 billion in 6 years. United States former President Donald Trump has been targeted in an alleged assassination attempt for the second time in a matter of months. Trump was rushed to safety after a suspected gunman was spotted hiding in the bushes of his international golf club in West Palm Beach, Florida. The suspect, who has been named as Ryan Wesley Ruth, fled in a car but was later stopped and arrested on the highway. Trump was not injured and later posted on social media saying he was safe and well. In our sport, Team Ondo and Anambra have produced the champions in the boys and girls 100 meters game in the 2024 National Youth Games in Asaba Delta State. Team Ondo's Olumide Ibikule delivered a clutch performance in the boys' final, coming through with a big performance to win the gold with a time of 11.2 seconds. The first two positions were a battle of Southwest State as Muhyiddin Adeniji of Ogun State finished second in 11.37 seconds, while Jacob Ulumo of Delta State came third in 11.38 seconds. In the girls' final, Rosemary Nwakwo of Anambra emerged champion, crossing the line in a time of 12.24 seconds. Also in the boys' 1,500 meters final, David Kiang of Plateau State won the gold. Messi Okbayemi of Osun State finished second, while Moses Gift of Delta State came third. And that ends our news at 10. Just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch your news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration constructed watch towers with alarm bells and perimeter fences in model colleges? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has congratulated the Muslim faithful in Nigeria, particularly in Lagos State, as they celebrate this year's Eid al-Maulud, which marks the birth of Prophet Muhammad. The federal government has continued its push for increased conversion of vehicles from petrol and diesel to compressed natural gas (CNG), with a supply of 1,200 conversion kits to 5 states across the country. We also told you that police have detained 104 striking workers protesting low wages at a Samsung Electronics open new tab plant in southern India, as they were planning a march without permission. And in sport, Team Ondo and Anambra have produced the champions in the boys and girls 100 meters game in the 2024 National Youth Games in Asaba, Delta State. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Adirayo Iduwolaya. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.